Hi everyone, Lockweld is here. Hope everyone's enjoying the sessions. Lots of really exciting discussions. Just thought I want to share this little video clip I've created. Obviously, the live session went quite well. A lot of people joined up, but this is really just to describe a little bit about the decision that Kantan has taken to rebrand itself and become KantanAI. So I'm just going to quickly share my screen now and let everyone have a quick look at what we're talking about. So Kantan AI in artificial intelligence differently. Why did we do this? What was the point? Well, the major point and the major kind of thing that we looked at was, are we going in the right direction? And is there a new direction we need to go in? And in fact, when we sat down and we spoke about all the things we're doing, particularly after the purchase of Keywords Studios International, obviously one of the largest agencies in the world, providing full services such as artwork, audio creation, game development, studio production, game release, all sorts of different kind of things within the entertainment sector. Kantan MT, when it was purchased, was to add the kind of technology arm, or let's say technology AI arm inside of that organization. So when we were Kantan MT, we were kind of saying, well, what are we actually doing now? And we found that there was a lot more that we were doing in terms of our journey and our road, than more than MT. We were looking at this brand new world of new technologies and innovations for voice to text, text to voice, looking at image OCR technology, and really seeing that AI is at the forefront of it all. So the idea was then to simply rebrand ourselves so that all our products, all our solutions can actually fit under the one brand and have a single message. So that's why we've moved to KantanAI. So most people, who know us, shouldn't be worried about the Kantan MT disappearing. That's not true. We are still going to be providing the best-in-class machine translation technology, but we'll also be working to create some other technologies to supplement, that augment and also complement those technologies too. So it is a new direction, but it's a direction I think we were on from the beginning. And I know that this is a direction that I think will take us into the future. Now, one of the main reasons that we see this is that the world is now driven by data, and the value of data. The value of what we do is data driven. So the value is data driven. The value of how we train engines, the amount of content we create, the data we produce is enormous now. Everyone from their mobile phone applications, the amount of data that's streaming around is huge. And companies are taking that data, they're looking at it, and they're trying to figure out ways to, create better solutions, drive information, create smoother processes. And what we're doing is the same. So we also need to have a data-driven model, and we believe that Kantan does do that. As KantanAI, there should be no limits on the amount of data you use to train an engine. There should be no limits on the amount of data or the frequency of the data you use to train an engine. There should be no limits on the volume of data you push through an engine. And these are all really vitally important things. So having this data-driven model is kind of at the core of what we're doing, and empowering people to use their data, in ways that they didn't think were possible. Today we were talking, for example, about data bias, and applications need to be better at cleaning data and managing data. So once again, this is looking at a data-driven model that's going to influence what we do in localization in the next 10 or 15 years. People are looking at data to do quality scores and metrics, and this is also something really important at Kantan. So this kind of data-driven model is exactly where we see ourselves fitting, and making sure that we're at the heart of that change for everyone. And we're here to help people and talk people through that kind of change process. There's obviously products and kind of like services we provide, but the ethos behind it is that humans plus AI equals better. So I think Hannah was talking about, we don't ever think that, AI is going to take over from humans. In some cases, that's going to be true. In some cases, you don't need a human. It's about use case there. But generally, what we're saying is human plus AI equals better. So, humans are inherently skilled at identifying, let's say, complex issues really quickly. AI engines are much better at identifying, on computers in general, much better at identifying patterns. And therefore, if we allow the AI to do what it's really good at and feed it data so it can recognize those patterns, what we do is we start to allow the human to focus in on something that is the most important part of what we do, which is quality. So if you have a human focusing on the quality of the output and not the actual output and not the actual source itself, that humongously changes where you spend your time. We just need to make sure that we feed the AI the right data so it produces the right outcomes. So this is why we have this human plus AI equals better analogy. This kind of comes in 3 or 4 different kind of approaches. So translation AI, which is the neural-based machine translation platform that we provide that allows people to customize and use that data that they have to build fantastic machine translation engines using neural networks and allow them to have unlimited training data to do so. As well as provide the metrics and kind of quality estimations as part of that solution. The customer support AI, this is basically to remove the language barriers, the interaction points between consumers and the enterprises that are trying to work with them to produce products. Also for large organizations that maybe have central help desks where they have to deal with internal stakeholders in multiple languages and often don't have the full support across all languages. So this is to help basically improve internal communication and also improve external customer experience. So they're 2 very strong areas now we're working in. Quality estimation is something we've always done, and Kantan is prides ourselves in our QES ability, so to predict quality. But we see that quality is only something we currently measure on the actual output. However, we should be looking at is the quality of the content good enough to be machine translated, as well as other kind of areas as well that could be exciting in terms of quality estimation. Some fantastic new innovations as well in image OCR, the ability to take a screenshot, for example, drop it into a chat, have that screenshot with the text inside of it machine translated and post edited, which is fantastic. Geolocate that text back onto the image. That kind of innovation that we've been working on, has been kind of hand in hand almost, let's say, with our customer support AI work as well. Of course, as humans interact with end service desks, they often create screenshots. And as players play games, they often create screenshots too. So our image OCR technology has kind of evolved over this time. And Keywords, as an organization that kind of work with us as our parent, feed us a lot of these kind of innovative, let's say, challenges and make us think outside the box. And this is fantastic for the market because it means that you have a data-driven model AI company now inside of localization that's going to help drive technology in a slightly different way. Of course, we still integrate and connect with all the latest translation management applications, as well as CAT tools and various terminology management applications and workflow solutions, but also now customer service desk solutions too. So that's really in a nutshell, the brand and why we changed. We're very open to listening to what's next, and we're excited to be able to bring you even more stuff in the near future. And I suppose from my point of view, this rebrand was kind of essential to bring all of this, under the one place in one direction for everyone to understand, what Kantan AI is going to be now and moving forward. Thank you very much, everyone, and I'm going to look forward to chatting with you during the conference.